Did we go out? I don't know. We are live on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, so that's why I was asking Victoria if we kind of scanned out. If you are coming on right this very second over on Facebook and you don't see that little live button up there in the corner, please put hashtag replay for me. We would love to know where you're from, how you're doing today. So again, we are live on 3 platforms, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. So when you come on, tell me hello, how you're doing, where you're from, all of the things. Miss Victoria is here with me. So she is going to be able to read all of the comments, which she is amazing because I certainly couldn't do that. Because that's a lot. But she does a wonderful job at that. So y'all talk to me, ask me questions as we go along. Today we are going to make a fun Easter arrangement in this basket. So this is a basket that I bought, I believe. We have this little guy who comes around and sells us grapevine wreaths. And so this was a grapevine wreath basket. It's actually 3 oval wreaths that are put together, and then they put a handle on it, and they actually put a little bit of some twigs under the bottom so that it'll hold whatever you wanted to make inside it. And so I thought, my nose is so itching, I thought we would make an Easter arrangement in this basket. Now we're going to use a couple of Easter. So I have a couple of blooming Easter lilies. That could be the reason my nose is itching. And I have just dropped the Easter lilies right down into a wicker basket. And so I thought that we would just kind of tuck those right down into our basket. And then we are going to, I don't know if this vase is going to fit. We're gonna figure it out as we go, because this is kind of a wing it kind of arrangement. We may do 1 Easter lily and then I think let's do 1. And then we're going to do an arrangement. I'm going to set this guy over here. This one has a double stalk that are both blooming. So we're going to use 1 Easter lily and tuck that in. And I do have some Spanish moss. So I thought that I would take my Spanish moss and cover up my pot. Anytime we have a pretty plant and we drop it down in a basket, we always like to cover the base with just some Spanish moss. Now because this is for Easter, you could absolutely use like Easter grass or something like that tucked down into your basket. You can really do it however you'd like. Just be creative and have fun. I'm going to take the rest of my Spanish moss and just kind of put it at the base of my basket.
Pamela Pierce over on Facebook says, hello from Dauphin Island, Alabama. I finally caught you live for the first time. I'm glad you liked the photos I sent this morning.
Oh, they were amazing. Thank you for sharing your beautiful photos. That is the cutest birthday party idea. They did fairy first birthday.
Oh,
so they were fairies. Did you see? I did show them to you. So it was fairies. If that wasn't the sweetest birthday party, you did an amazing job. Thank you for sharing that with us. It always means so much when you guys share your pictures with us. It makes my heart happy. Okay, so next what we're going to do, now I am going to use just a Rosy Posy vase. You can absolutely use a pot with fresh floral foam if you want to, but I am just actually going to nestle this Rosy Posy right down into this basket. Now the basket does have a little bottom in it, so it's got like those little crossbars, so it's going to hold my vase without a problem. So I just tucked that little vase of water right down in there. I love a Rosy Posy, and the reason I really like it is because it has a really wide bottom. It has a wide base, and so it sits really well on any surface, especially if you're taking it in your car. It has such a wide bottom, you don't have to worry about it tipping over. And so it does the same right down into this basket. So I tucked that right in, and now we're going to just design a pretty flower arrangement right into our Rosy Posy vase. So I'm going to start out with, I guess, a little bit of leather leaf. I was going to grab my flowers, but let's start out with some leather. I'm going to set this Easter lily over to the side. And I am going to take my floral knife. I'm pulling off the bottom fronds of my leather, and I am just going to tuck the leather leaf right into that vase.
On YouTube, Miss D says hello.
Hey, Miss D, how are you, sweet lady?
And Miss Shelley says hello, ladies from Central Texas. Beautiful day here and warming up to high 80s.
It's been a beautiful day in Mississippi. Also, now the wind is very high. Is it windy where y'all are at? Like, it has blown all my ferns over. It has just been so windy. But the weather, I mean, it's felt nice.
Miss Aria says a company that does AI portraits did me yesterday as an Elizabethan lady. I love it. I'll send it to you on Messenger.
Please share. We'd love to see it.
You also have lots of hellos.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay, so I just added some leather leaf foliage to our vase. And again, that's just a rosy posy vase. It's just a low compact style container. Next, we're going to come in with a little bit, whoop, whoop, whoop. I grabbed a stalk. Let's lay him right there. We're going to grab some eucalyptus. So this is Gunai Euc. Isn't that right? This is Gunai? Or is it parvifolia?
I think it's good.
I think we got in some Gunai. Anyway, I got some eucalyptus. I got some pretty eucalyptus. I love the varieties of eucalyptus. I just think eucalyptus always adds so much to an arrangement, and I like all of the varieties.
Thank you, Nancy, for the follow over on TikTok.
Thank you, friend. So glad you're here.
And Miss Carolina Taylor, thank you for the follow as well.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so there's our little bit of eucalyptus. You see that I am really greening it out fairly large. Now, most of the time when I make an arrangement in this container, I don't necessarily add greenery so large as I did here, but I wanted it to kind of fill up that space. So that's why it looks pretty large there. I have a little bit of tree fern greenery that I will add in at the end. So I'm going to set it kind of to the side. Next we're going to come in. Let's see what Victoria pulled me. Some beautiful flowers. All the colors. So I got lots of pretty colors that I'm going to set right here beside me. I'm going to come in with Bells of Ireland first. So we have just some pretty green bells. I do like to pinch the tip out of the bell. So I'm just pinching the leaves just right out of the tip. If you like the leaves, you can absolutely leave them. This one bud is driving me crazy over on TikTok because it's all in my face. So I'm going to take my floral knife. I'm going to cut that stem at an angle, and I am going to tuck my bells right into that rosy posy vase. Again, I'm just taking those leaves out. Now, if you take the leaves out of that tip, it helps your Bells of Ireland to stand up straight. You can kind of see bells have a mind of their own. They're kind of curly and bend and twist and all the things. Here comes Todd. If you'll take that greenery out of the tip, it will help those bells to stand up straight. So I'm just tucking those right in. But it also, to me, gives it a good, clean finish. What you doing, Liza? What are you doing, Liza? You came to see Todd? Yeah. Is Mama talking out there? No. Hey, pretty girl, how are you?
Sorry.
No, you're good. Hey, boy.
Hey.
So my sweet friend Mary, all of her children are here, so that's why I'm speaking to her little children. We are doing a video, guys. Okay, next we're going to come in with some Solidago Aster. So I'm just taking the Solidago and I'm just tucking it kind of all the way through my arrangement.
Chris at Posh Petals Florals and Gifts says that basket is yummy. I love it.
Isn't that fun? Yes. They actually just build them and have them on their truck with all of their grapevine. Hey, how are you? All the little children coming back here to visit.
Well, that's where he's our neighbor.
Is he your neighbor and you brought him with you? Awesome. Okay, this is stock. So this is a pretty lavender colored stock. So we're just going to take the stock. And it smells so pretty, y'all. I love this variety, though. It's so sturdy and pretty. I wish all of the varieties were this nice. But they aren't. And it does have pretty curly leaves. I'm going to take and cut those stems.
User 6156, thank you for your follow on TikTok.
So glad you're here. Thank you for watching.
Miss Charlie Newberg says, hi ladies, so happy to catch you live over on YouTube.
So glad you're here.
Miss Dawn Miller says, hi Mr. Todd, is it time to go home?
It is time to go home. Actually, Jason is outside visiting with Mary. So that's why we have all the children coming into the flower shop.
Miss Vermel says, watching today from South Alabama. I know that you're busy this week.
Oh, it has been steady. It has been. Not as busy as we've been the last 2 weeks. We had prom for the last 2 weeks. So Easter week's not quite as busy as like prom week.
Miss Cheryl says, good afternoon, everyone. So glad to be live with you. It is cold and windy here in Michigan today. I missed the beginning. What is this for?
So this is just for Easter. We're just making a double basket, and the basket includes a pretty arrangement in one and then an Easter lily in the other. So it's just kind of a double basket. Next, I'm going to come in with some mini green hydrangeas. It's okay. I think we should be fine. Now, often I will use quick dip on hydrangeas. We left it in the other room, so I'm not going to use quick dip. But I'm just taking my hydrangeas, and I'm going to kind of tuck them deep down into the arrangement. Now, you're going to take and remove some of these leaves. I'm leaving a few on. I did have someone ask yesterday, aren't you supposed to remove the leaves of the hydrangeas? Yeah, we may need to. Thanks, Victoria. Hey guys, y'all go outside, okay? Thank you. Thank you, guys. So I'm just taking my hydrangeas, cutting those at an angle. Now when I use quick dip is just a hydrating solution that helps to keep those hydrangeas hydrated. If you will remove those leaves, it is going to help keep that head hydrated too. So what happens is when you cut that stem, the water goes up that stem and it goes directly to the leaves first instead of directly to the bloom. So if you'll remove the leaves, it bypasses where it would need to stop for the leaves. So it'll go directly to the bloom if you remove those leaves. And I had someone say, aren't you supposed to remove those leaves? That's what they said yesterday. And often, I mean, you don't have to remove the leaves. I just most often do. All right. So we have our lavender colored stock, our Bells of Ireland, our mini green hydrangeas, and some Solidago. Next we're going to come in with these beautiful bright orange Gerbera daisies. Look at how happy those Gerberas are. So I'm going to take my larger stem and I'm going to put it lower in the arrangement, and my smaller stem will go higher in the arrangement. So cutting that stem at an angle.
Miss Deborah says, hi Flowers by the Bunch. I've been to the cardiologist today. I have to have stents put in my heart, so please put me on your prayer list.
We certainly will. Yes, ma'am.
Miss Margaret Lynch says, happy Easter to all the children.
Victoria, I had to kind of herd them and take them back outside. They were getting a little carried away. They were so excited to have the neighbor with them.
She also says that basket is just awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's our two pretty Gerbera daisies kind of tucked in. Next we are going to come in with some purple Lisianthus. We have beautiful royal purple Lizzie. So I love Lisianthus. I don't know about you, but Lizzie is one of the prettiest flowers to me. So I am going to take my Lizzie and I'm going to leave my stems pretty long so that they can kind of just overflow out of this basket.
Miss Mildred Harrell asks, what is this for and how much would it cost?
So I'll have to add it up to find out the cost. We're just doing it for fun. This may be something that I will take to Mama's for Easter so that we can enjoy it on her Easter table. I will probably go ahead and take it out there and let her enjoy it. My mama loves flowers, and so this will be something that we'll just enjoy for Easter at her house. But we just wanted to kind of show you a fun way to make a beautiful arrangement that you could put on your table or your buffet for Easter. The nice part about the lily, the Easter lily itself, is it's going to last a good while. You can enjoy it while it blooms, and then once it's finished blooming, you can actually take that Easter lily and cut off the stalk and place it in your yard, and it'll bloom not this summer but next. And so that to me is always fun, that you can see those Easter lilies bloom again.
Miss Stacy asks, can you change the color of stalk by adding color to the water? I've heard of a flower you can, but can't remember which one.
Well, I'm not positive about stalk. I've never done it with stalk. But I had someone tell me you could do it with viburnum. You can do it with carnations. You can do it with roses. Carnations I find are really easy. I've done carnations really several times before, and they're really fun. But I have never done it with stalk, so I'm not sure.
Maria says, I listen to a YouTuber who's from Tennessee. When he does the live, his 5-year-old often bursts into the chat. She's so funny. The chat loves her, and she always asks what everyone's favorite candy is.
Ah! That's so fun. Okay, these are lilies, and they're not quite open. Maybe this one's a little more open. So these are called rose lilies. Now, a rose lily has, I would call it a double lily. It has lots of petals. And so it opens up really large, and it has lots of beautiful petals. It does have a pretty fragrance. And so we got these in white and pink this week. And so Victoria grabbed a few stems.
Glenn Beard says, I'm sure you could sell that in a flash.
Oh, absolutely. I think it would be lovely. Don't you think this would be so nice for your Easter table?
Miss Sharon McGinnis says, oh, that arrangement is so beautiful. Happy Easter to you all the way from North County, Dublin. I love Lizzie too.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Oh, it's so pretty. So glad you're here.
Over on YouTube, Diane Bond says, hello, I hope everyone is well.
We are doing wonderful. How about you?
And Miss Heather says, hello everyone from New Zealand. I have my family coming for Easter, so that's always fun.
Oh, I know that'll be wonderful.
Over on TikTok, Shelly says, hello, you should teach classes to other florists that get stuck in the same design.
That would be so fun. I so enjoy teaching.
Miss Carol says you do such beautiful work, and Nancy says it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank y'all for being here. Okay, I'm going to turn it around really quickly, and I'm going to look at it. See what else we need. We need something here. I do have ribbon. Let's come in with our ribbon before we finish with our flowers. So we have some really fun Easter ribbon that we just picked up. Oh, I need those pink, don't we? We definitely need the pink roses because I got lots of pink ribbon. Actually, so our ribbons that we actually just picked these up, we have a floral supply truck that will come by. And so we got lots of pretty ribbons off of the floral supply truck. I'm going to move my stuff so I can move my basket over. Did we go dark? Okay, so I have lots of pretty ribbons. This is a This is a 4-inch striped ribbon that has kind of oranges and pinks and greens and a light pink. And then we have some bunny rabbits. What happened?
The yellow box is going.
Oh, so you're charging? Victoria, I am so thankful for you. I don't know if I've told you that today. This one has little bunnies. And so it has little, almost little seals, little round circles that have different shaped little bunnies. They're in different poses, I guess. And this one has yellows. It has greens and pinks. Just really pretty colors. It doesn't have the orange, but I think it matches pretty good to this striped ribbon. I also had a gingham check in pink. I don't know that I need the gingham check in pink, so I'm probably not going to use it, but I have it just in case. So it's just a wired gingham check. So let's make a fun bow. We're going to put it on the Easter lily, and then we'll add some pink roses into our arrangement so it matches. So I'm going to start out with my little bunny. It's going to be my top ribbon. This sweet little bunny ribbon. So I'm going to leave a tail and I'm going to make a loop.
Sorry, I think I'm shaking Facebook.
Are you shaking? I'm going to make another loop and twist, and another loop and twist. And then I'm going to cut this short. Now the reason I'm cutting it short, because if I left that as a tail, my bunnies were upside down. And I don't want upside down bunnies on my basket. So I cut that tail short and then add it right side up. So I don't know about you. If there's a print, I always like to make sure it's right side up on the tail. Okay, I'm going to add our wide ribbon to the back. So I'm just taking that ribbon and laying it right on the back of this bow. I'm going to gather it together. I'm going to make a twist and a loop. A twist.
Nancy asks if you made the basket.
I did not make this basket, Miss Nancy. We actually have a truck. I think it's called Garcia's Designs, and they make all kinds of beautiful wicker things, or grapevine things. So they make grapevine wreaths, and they make grapevine crosses, and they make all the things. And so they made this beautiful basket. So there's our pretty bow. I'm going to take some wire. I think I have some right here. I'm going to tie off my bow.
Miss Janice Baxlone says, Monty, sometimes God is in the interruptions of life. You brought those children such joy, and then their sweet voices brought me joy.
Oh, they are sweet babies. So my friend Mary, who grows flowers, came by for a visit, and she has 4 little ones. And so, and then she had her neighbor, her neighbor's child with her. And so the 2 little boys were the ones that you really heard the most.
Miss Connie says, Happy Easter to all from Minnesota. I love the natural vine basket. Where can you purchase it? I just had my wrist fused due to arthritis, so no hiding eggs for the kiddos this year. Bunny has a break.
Oh, goodness, bless your heart. I am so sorry to hear that, sweet friend. So this is just a basket that we purchased from our grapevine, our little grapevine truck. We have a truck that comes by and brings us grapevine wreaths and such. And so that's where we purchased this basket. There's our pretty Eastery bow. And I'm going to take it, and I believe if I have a pick, I do. I have a bamboo skewer, so I'm going to take that and use that as my pick.
Miss Stacy says, I love the Lisianthus. It's one of my favorites, but I had a hard time working with it. It's so delicate.
It is extremely delicate. It's kind of hard because you're always going to break off those buds. I find I always break off. When you bump it, you'll bump those buds and break those buds. Okay, so here's our basket. I'm going to take my bow, and I'm just going to nestle it right there into that Easter lily. I'm just pressing it right down into the soil. You can hear the children still outside playing. Jason and Mary are really talking.
Gloria says, hi, Monty and team. I love that shade of purple. What flower is it? Sorry, I came in late.
No worries at all. That is called Lisianthus. And so Lisianthus often, if you look at it when it's really open, these are pretty tight buds. They just came in yesterday. When it's really open, it almost looks like a rose if you look at it really close. The thing that I love the most about Lisianthus is these beautiful little buds. So it has the sweetest little buds. So it gives you all of that movement with those buds, which that's what makes me happy.
Miss Mary Beth Raymond says, oh, it's beautiful. Is that for your church? It's lovely.
This is going to be for Mama's house. I'm going to take it out to Mama so that she can put it on her table. Mama loves flowers, and so I thought this would be fun for her to decorate. So Mama is hosting Easter this year. She was so excited to host Easter, and so I thought this would be beautiful at Mama's house. We are going to add some pink roses to our arrangement because I really think they're going to pull the pink in that pretty ribbon. So I'm going to take and I'm going to wire my roses. So I'm removing some of those leaves. I'm going to grab a little bit of florist wire.
Maria says, I bought Harris a chocolate T-Rex for Easter. I never buy him just an egg. He had a chocolate Darth Vader head last year.
Where did you find that? I think that Owen would love a chocolate T-Rex.
Miss Mary Beth
That is so fun.
Miss Mary Beth says, I like your haircut.
Thank you, thank you. I had to, I got a haircut this morning, but it was a little flatter than I normally wear it. So I had to go in the bathroom and spray it with hairspray before we went live. I said, this hair is so flat. I got to work on this.
Miss Margaret Lynch wants to know if you will darken the center of one of those girls.
I can. I certainly can.
Miss Stacy said, would be cute to nestle in a faux chocolate bunny or a cross.
Oh, I agree. That would be perfect. Okay, I'm going to take my pink and I'm going to tuck some of those pink roses kind of right here in the front. So I'm just taking my floral knife. I did add wire to my rose. So I always take just a small little piece of wire and I tuck that wire right down into the calyx of that rose and then wrap it right around that stem. Now the reason I did that is to keep that little head upright, because sometimes they get dehydrated. Now I never have to worry about that with Mama. Mama's going to tend to this arrangement.
Miss Margaret Lynch says, I was watching a florist purchase tulips. He got the bulb as well, fresh from the ground.
Yes, isn't that the most interesting thing? I had a local grower bring me tulips one time, and she brought them, oh, forgive me for taking a second, she brought them with the bulbs on them. I'm gonna have to turn it around, y'all forgive me. It's hard to
Do you want me to take that?
to do it backwards.
That Lazy Susan from, is it?
I think I'm good.
Carol says, beautiful. Dolores says, I love this basket.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Judy says, that is so pretty. MB Events says, hello from Jamaica.
Hello, welcome friend, so glad you're here.
Kara on TikTok asks, what's a trick to make your Easter lilies open faster, or is there even a trick?
There's really not a trick. So the only thing is the warmer they get, the more they're going to open. Did we go dark over on YouTube? So the warmer they get, the quicker they're going to open. So for a florist, often we will buy them and we don't want them to open so quickly. So the trick to keep them from opening is to pop them in your refrigerator, in your cooler. And so if you'll put them in the cooler, it slows down that opening process. And that will help them, their life, that'll extend their life by keeping them from opening up so quickly. Now, as they warm up, they're definitely going to open. Like you can see, this is one pot of Easter lilies, but it had 2 stems. And I've got 3 blooms that are open. I have one that's about to pop, and this one's going to very quickly pop. So it's just over time they'll open, and you really don't want them too blown open because you want to be able to enjoy them for quite a while. Now I do have a cute little bunny. He's a little wooden bunny on just a little stand, and I thought this would be kind of fun to tuck into our arrangement. There's that. I got it. I see it now, Victoria. You're like, do you want me to move that? And I'm like, I don't need it, thanks. It was underneath my basket. I thought it might be fun to tuck a little bunny right in, or you could certainly tuck a cross in here if you wanted to. But there's a cute little wooden bunny tucked in. Now with this arrangement, you can absolutely go out and harvest flowers. There are lots of beautiful spring flowers that are blooming right now, especially here in Mississippi. Like we have Snowball Viburnum that's blooming right now. Thank you for the hearts over on TikTok, guys. Thank you, thank you. If you are enjoying this video, please give us a thumbs up or a heart. What that does is it's an free and easy way to support our little flower shop. So we would love it if you would like or love our video, and if you'll hit that share button, that would be so wonderful. Blooming things right now here in Mississippi, like forsythia and bridal wreath spirea and snowball viburnum. Some people even have dogwood blooming. This would be a beautiful arrangement to go out and harvest beautiful blooming things. Irises are blooming right now in my yard. I have some really pretty bearded iris that are blooming. But this would be something that you can be very creative with. You don't even have to use an Easter lily if you don't want to. Go to your local greenhouse, your local co-op, and purchase some blooming plants that you love, like hydrangeas that you can in turn put in your yard, or azaleas, or lots of different beautiful blooming plants. I think you don't even have to put cut flowers in this arrangement necessarily. You can absolutely just fill it with different plants. Like even a beautiful ivy kind of coming over the edge would be really pretty. But this is just a fun and creative way to make an Easter basket for an adult, right? They don't have to have all of the sugar and the candy. You can certainly make a beautiful Easter basket with beautiful blooms that someone could enjoy, and then in turn put them in their yard.
Janet Ezekiel wants to know how your mom is feeling.
Mama's doing wonderful, Miss Janet. Thank you for asking. She feels great. She feels good physically, and she's feeling really good mentally. She's real upbeat. She has been to church the last few Sundays and enjoying Sunday school, so she's doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Maria Norman says Marks and Spencer's is a shop in the UK. They have a great selection for Easter. A few years ago, their mascot Percy Pig was a large Easter chocolate pink pig with sprinkles on his pants. It was so funny.
Oh, that sounds so cute.
Miss Dawn wants to know, what is the cost of this basket arrangement?
Miss Dawn, I don't know. I need to add that up. I'll add that up while Victoria is talking real quick and see what this would run.
Thank you, Miss Sarah. Thank you, everyone. I agree, it is beautiful. Thank you, Carla, for sharing our live video on TikTok. Thank you, Miss Heather and Miss Diane and Miss D over on YouTube. Thank you, thank you.
It is 120 plus the basket.
Miss Stacy, I agree. Adults need Easter baskets too.
I would think that this is roughly around $150 if we were to sell it. And that includes the price of the basket, the Easter lily, and the big arrangement.
Helen O'Connor says, beautiful, happy Easter. I'm going on a cruise on Saturday for a week. It's my first time, so happy Easter.
That sounds like so much fun. I hope you have a wonderful time. Happy Easter to you, friend.
Miss Mary Beth said, I got some beautiful lantana plants today.
Did you? I love lantana. In Mississippi it comes back, and so I love that. And it comes in so many pretty colors. Even like that, the blooms have so many pretty colors in the blooms. I love lantana.
Stacy Jane asks, do you think you usually need a dowel or something to help the Easter lily to keep standing?
Now with this Easter lily, you could use a dowel. With this Easter lily, he's standing pretty firm. I don't think there should be any problem with this one. Now, you could always take, if you have it in a basket like this, you can always take and secure it to the handle just by putting kind of a fun little piece of wire on there if you wanted to. But this Easter lily is really pretty sturdy, so I don't feel like there should be any problem with it staying upright and pretty. Again, it will need to be watered, but that's the reason I added it into a lined basket so that there would not be any issues with watering the arrangement in the Easter lily.
Carla asks, what was the price again?
$150. Now I didn't count my little Easter bunny that I tucked in there, but I would say roughly $150. That Easter bunny just came from my house. I just thought he would be kind of fun to tuck into the arrangement. But you can be creative. You could even tuck in Easter eggs if you wanted to. I could almost see a pretty ivy plant kind of tucked over here with the ivy kind of coming down. But just be creative and have fun. Again, you can just use any type of blooming basket that you like, blooming plants if you wanted to. I think that would be pretty.
I don't think I see any more questions. They're saying it's beautiful.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank y'all for being here. If you have any questions about the things that we do here at Flowers by the Bunch, you can always ask. We would love to answer your questions. Again, thank you so very much for sending pictures of your beautiful designs, for sending such wonderful thoughts and prayers for my mama. Yes, ma'am.
Miss Stacy sent us 50 stars and said thanks for all the helpful hints as usual.
Oh, Miss Stacy, thank you for the stars. Thank you, sweet friend. Well, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. We will be back tomorrow to make some more pretty flowers, so y'all come back to see us tomorrow. I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.